Hi folks, and good afternoon. Today is day 4 and day 4 is support. Welcome to all that made it live and those who watch the recording. I'm happy to see all of you. Now, if you're just joining, it's not too late. You have the course available. Let me show you. I think that's the course area. Can you see that? No, it doesn't show the
No.
course area. Okay, let's share the screen. I probably didn't share the screen properly. Entire screen should work. Aha, that looks better. Now it shares something here. Now let's see. Does it show the course area? Good, thank you.
Yes.
Sometimes it's complicated technology. So this is a program that's included with your course for now. Of course, I encourage you, today we are talking about support. Book your free strategy call if you haven't done it yet. Watch the walkthrough video so you know where we are. It's Peggy's Cove. I'm talking about it. I love it. And the live events, we are here. There's a few more coming. I encourage you to not miss them. And notice I sent a few additional resources for yesterday's meeting, not just the blog post, of course, a link, but exercise and the blog post, but also me in the gym, how to walk for weight loss just for fun. And today I thought, wow, you might enjoy the 4-minute exercise by Dr. Zach Bush. Can you see that? Let's just watch.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
You probably have seen it before. He's quite
the nitric oxide burst.
He's quite famous, and I do it all the time because it's a 4-minute workout that actually works. Boy, it has now 2.7 million views. That is quite a famous video. Just make sure that I'm subscribed to his channel. 105,000. So he must be good. Let's watch it together. You can watch it, right? Perfect.
Yes. Yeah, I've done this before. I can't hear him talking.
Okay, let's see if we can fix the sound. Let me see. Share your screen. Okay, let's stop the share. Share your screen. No. Maybe we make it easier and just play the YouTube video here in the community. That should work too. Play a YouTube video. Let's see how that works. Open. Aha. Where is he? Zack. Here he is. Zack, zack, zack. Aha. Did you hear that? Let's try that again. Let me make myself smaller. So if you can do it together with him, let's do it. At least the upper body, everybody can do it, even if you're sitting on your computer. Now, as you see, the knees never go further than his toes. That is important because that protects the knees. Wow, that we feel that, right? Ah, I'm warm now. Whew, open my collar. I like.
He goes way
Yeah.
too fast. He goes too
Really
fast for
toned, I
me
do it
on
a
the,
little slower, and it's just as good. Because if you're really
yeah,
fit like him, you can do it as fast. But I feel my shoulder clunk, 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 it says. So I say, I just go as fast as possible. And I still feel the nitric oxide. Do you feel it in your fingertips? Then you
not
didn't do it
really.
enough. Because the nitric
Ah,
oxide, the way you feel it, is a prickling sensation in the fingertips. And that are the blood vessels, the little blood vessels widening, and the circulation is increasing, not just in the fingers, the capillary, but also in the heart and the brain.
I do feel it. I feel heat in my hands and like a
Yeah,
pulsing.
if you feel it like a little antsy in the fingertips, that's nitric oxide, and they get warm and red and prickly a little, just a little. Ah, wonderful. So I like doing this every now and then in between, because even if people work, you can just go in the washroom if you don't want to do it in front of everybody else, and do it when nobody's looking. 4 minutes. Come on, that's fast. So no excuses, right? Aha. Okay, let's go on. Um, Today we are talking about support. What did I want to say about it? What it can be. Of course, as a coach, I love coaching as a support form. Coaching can be different things, because coaching can be more punitive, like sometimes at work they give you coaching if you don't perform well. Sales coaching, you don't do well enough, they tell you, well, better get going and do this and do that. That's not really support, that's more training. And it can be pretty harsh, and I experienced some of it that I didn't really like. But a great coach is really somebody that supports you, that doesn't criticize you, but actually ask good questions and helps you to find out deeper reasons. I have here a very good blog post that I link, where I talk about the differences between a psychiatrist, psychologist, life or health coach. And that was really interesting to write for me, because, of course, I've experienced all of them. And I've seen the differences. And really, most psychiatrists are mostly focused on medications. Oh, here's your diagnosis. Oh, you're depressed. Here's your diagnosis. Your brain is out of order. Here's pills. Now, all of us who had tried those pills know that they are most of the time not a solution. It's just a cover up, and they make you not feel the emotional pain anymore. So it's kind of aspirin for a nail in your toe. It helps with the pain, but the nail is still in the toe. So a psychologist goes a step further. A good psychologist is excellent and can help you elicit the deeper causes, find the nail, and hopefully take it out. Many psychologists still work from a past time approach. They find out what's gone wrong in your childhood, what has happened with your mom, why didn't she help you enough, what's with your parents, what trauma did you have. And don't get me wrong, that's very important. But if you keep focused on the past, you might forget about that you have a future, and the future starts now. So as a coach, a life coach, I learned that as a coach, we focus on the future, on the goals, on where you want to go. And the more I grew as a person myself, the more it became important for me not to dwell on the past. Yeah, my mom did many things wrong. I did a lot of things wrong when I was a mom, for heaven's sake. And it's time to let go of the past, focus on what we want to do in the future, and realize that there's only one time that we can influence. Only one possibility that we have to change what is to come, because we'll never change the past, right? We can learn from the past, we'll not change it. The past has happened. With havening, which is a great technique, we can we, uh, we can remove the emotional sting that some memories from the past may still carry with us. Because if, like many of us, we have been abused as a child, we have been beaten, we have had what we call traumatic events, people that remember those events, they often feel the same emotions as when the events happened. And my trainer, Dr. Ron Wooden, who invented havening techniques together with his brother Stephen, he wrote a wonderful book, When the Past is Always Present, because that's exactly it. And with havening, we can actually put the past to rest and make it just a memory, which is excellent. Now, let's say we've done that and the past is done with, it's just a memory. What now? That's where coaching comes in. That's where goal setting comes in, because we all have a future. What do we want to do with the future? Where do we want to go? And how do we make that happen? Those are the big questions that usually we need support with, because many of us say, oh, I don't know. I guess it's just happening. Which I have a very good friend, and she said, well, I just let the day go and I do whatever I feel like. Well, yeah, it works if you just want to do what you feel like, but sometimes you may feel badly. So what do you do then? You wallow in your feeling badly. Okay, that's a choice. And I think it's important that we realize that we have choices in life. We can choose to use the now, or we can choose to let the now just go by. And really, it's the only time we have. We can choose to distract ourselves, watch TV, scroll on Facebook, the endless scroll, or we can choose to take one little step towards a better future for us, for others, towards the world at large, whatever your future may bring. But if you're not conscious or mindful of what happens now, we will get stuck and go in circles all our life long, right? And I find when we have support, and it doesn't have to be a paid coach, it can be a good friend, it can be a mentor, it can be a brother, father, sister, sibling, mother, God knows. More likely than not, the relatives are not the best ones to give you support because very often they have their preconceived notion of us. Our parents always will see us as children, even when we are adult and want to do what we want to do, even if we don't know if it's the right thing to do. So a really good coach, mentor will help you to develop your goals and focus on what you want to do, not what they want to do, ideally. Now, a very good psychologist can do that too. So I won't discredit, and of course, we have amazing havening practitioners that are also coaches and can help you. And I've actually started to train coaches because I love coaching so much that I started a life and health coaching training program for those who want to become a coach. But that said, we all need support. One of my favorite coaches, leadership coach Marshall Goldsmith. I've read all his books. He coached people like Coca-Cola executives, and he said we all need help. Rich, poor, accomplished, in the gutter, we all need help. We need help to help ourselves. Usually we have enough to eat, so we don't need to be fed. And our mind also does not need to be fed. our mind need to be stimulated and questioned. And I love Socratic questioning, or when the body says no. Who wrote that book? I'm watching him in November, but I forget his name. He's a physician from Nova Scotia. He's quite famous, from Vancouver. You look him up. When the body says no, he wrote that book.
Oh, Wessel
No,
van der Wulf.
that's
Oh, yeah, I know who you mean when the body says
Gabor
Gabor
Mate.
Mate.
Yeah, I'll be watching him in live, a day with Gabor Mate, October 18th. I got my seat. I can't wait to meet him. And I forget his constantly. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not a private day, of course. There's about 1,000 others, but I have the intention of meeting him, so I will. And because I really admire his work, and it is so true that chronic stress, unprocessed, can cause chronic diseases and even autoimmune disorders. And I think a lot of the chronic illnesses of our time have to do with that. It's not always working with mind over matter, but there's a lot to it. And I noticed it myself when I feel down in the dumps and there's a cold coming around, I get it and I get sick. If I feel great, it's much harder to get me ill. It has to be a much worse virus. And then I have to take my supplements to actually avoid getting cold. All good. The more stress, the more likely you get sick. It makes the immune system weaker. And actually, next time we'll talk about gut health, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, the gut brain axis. I'm looking forward to that because I've done a lot of studies around that. And it is very, very important. So if you want to come tomorrow, join us to the gut brain axis or listen to the replay. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Marsha. Love you.